Now we're going to transition to game time and my absolute favorite chapter of the book, Lesson 5, Be Quick but Not in a Rush. In my DVDs, The Fundamentals of Scoring, I go over a theory that allowed me to score points night in and night out. The first thing you're going to say to yourself, isn't be quick but not in a rush an oxymoron? Let's take a deeper look into this meaning. In basketball, being quick is the ability to start, stop, and start again. This is completely different from being fast, which is your ability to run at a steady pace. To measure quickness, look at your body like a gear shift. Number 1 is going to be walking/standing. All right. Number 2 is going to be jogging. Number 3 is going to be running. Number 4 is going to be your top speed. That's your top speed. Everyone possesses all 4 of these speeds, but in my theory, it teaches you how to use them. Most basketball players think they have to use their 4 speed, which is your acceleration, all the time to get things done. This couldn't be further from the truth. Just as in the car, the faster you are going, the less control you have over your body. If you go into your 4 speed every time you get the ball, you'll soon find that you will only come out making brash decisions and turnovers. To become a great scorer, you want to be able to see the game in slow motion. Check out all the greats from Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant, and you will find that they never were in a rush and used to control their speeds to dominate the game. The key is only using your 4 speed for a purpose. You only go there when you want to get something accomplished. The rest of the time, you should put your gear shift into 2 or 3. This will allow you to penetrate the defense and get out of trouble when needed. Think of guys like James Harden, who actually use change of pace to get to where he wants, when he wants, and also to draw fouls. When you watch most college games, you'll see players zooming up and down the court in 4 speed, thinking that this is the way to score points. Flip the channel to the NBA and you will find that the only time the 4 speed is utilized is when it's time to get to the basket. That is why it's easy for me to spot an NBA-ready player on the college level. The announcer usually uses the phrase calm and collective, but what he's really saying is this kid knows how to use his 4 speed. I remember watching short clips of Carmelo Anthony back when he was younger, and I knew that he would become a great NBA scorer because he understood how to use his speeds. When you have control of your speed, you're almost impossible to stop. This is because you know when and where you're going to accelerate to the basket. Defenders love it when you start off using your 4 speed because now they can gauge you and stay with you. But when you come down the court in a 3 speed and make a quick crossover to a 4, it takes a very disciplined and athletic guy to stay in front of you. I remember when I transferred to the University of North Florida to get out of 62 inches of snow, by the way, and notice the difference between competition. Where the Mid-American Conference focused on basketball IQ, the South was full of tremendous athletes. Be quick but not in a rush theory was more important than ever because although I was getting some of my athleticism back from my ankle injury, my 4 speed was average at best. The thing I noticed most is that though there are many more athletic than me, one faking the opposite direction and using my 4 speed got guys to overreact. In my second and third game as a sophomore, I scored 32 points against a crosstown rival, and it was all due to picking my spots and controlling my body speed. A lot of the success that comes from the be quick and not a rush theory is out of triple threat. This is because you are in a position to go from standing still, which is your 1 speed, to your 4 speed, which is your acceleration in the blink of an eye. The key is your ability to lull your defender to sleep and utilize your jab step to get him or her off balance. No matter how quick the defender is, if you get him to lean one way or relax with his heels on the floor, he's at a disadvantage. One of my tactics for the triple threat position was to always act like I was trying to pass the ball to someone. What I was really doing was looking for driving angles and lulling my defender to sleep. When the defender thinks that you're trying to pass the ball, he or she is more likely to overplay you in that direction and not ready for an explosive move in the opposite direction. It works every time. I recall playing against a guy who was hell-bent on stopping me from scoring. I could tell because every time I touched the ball, his teammates on the bench would get up to hype him up to guard me. This was rather amusing to me because he was expending a lot of energy trying to make it difficult for me to score. Pass after pass, I watched the ball, and I never looked like I wanted to score. Consequently, he became overconfident, and I exploded past him 1-4 for a pull-up jump shot. I looked at his bench, and they all sat down. Then I looked at the defender, and he looked down, knowing it was going to be a long day. Coach Godwin tips for Chapter 5. Be quick for not in a rush. Learn how to utilize your 1-4 speeds. You just don't want to come down court, especially in transition in your 4 speed, because that's when people slide over for charges. In the college level, there's a lot of shell drill and a lot of practice, and everything's about rotating and helping the helper. So if you utilize your 4 speed and guys are rotating, you're not going to be able to perform that Euro step or avert that defender. You're going to end up turning the ball over with a charge. So make sure you understand your speeds. Being able to go from 3 to 4 is better than going 4 all the time. Also save you some energy. Only use your 4 speed for a purpose. So as a defender, every defender likes to gauge the speed of the person they're defending. Whether they're getting ready to swipe up the ball for a steal or you're on the way to the basket and they're trying to time you to block your shot. It's all about gauging your speed. So when you can switch speeds, guys like Michael Jordan, James Harden, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, these guys are masters at changing their speed. LeBron James, Kevin Durant. In triple threat, you want to lull your defender to sleep and explode from 1 to 4. Only you know the direction you want to go. And I always tell my guys that when I'm in triple threat position, I already know where the play is. I already know that the baseline is going to be open as soon as the point guard passes me the ball, cuts through. I know these things. The defender doesn't know anything. He relies on his defensive teammates to tell him, screen left, screen right, or I have help side. So because of this, make sure you lull your guy to sleep. You can always act like you're running the play, rip through and go.